to all of your followers. And so, now 28 people just joined. So, yeah. Turn it around so you can see my amazing Anovos Wrath of Khan. Yes. Oh yeah, of course. Yes, I was on Team Shatner last year. Okay, what do you want to do?
I just need to hold the sign.
Right, okay. Okay, hang on a second, everybody. No worries. I'll just point that over there. Got it? Appreciate it. All right, best of luck, guys.
Hold that phone.
Okay, hang on. All right. Hi.
Are you still periscoping?
I am. Look, it's Holly Amos.
Hello. It was easy to find you when I saw your periscoping.
Oh yeah.
There he is. He's over there.
There you go. 242. 246 chat. Does that mean chat's hidden? I don't know. Anyway, hi.
Hi.
Shall we go walk around?
Leonard Nimoy tribute is in like a half hour.
Oh, what do we do?
It's in the main theater, and we should be in there.
Okay, let's go. I'm having periscope issues this morning.
You're not on the Wi-Fi here, are you?
No. I can't see any of the chats. I can't see anybody typing to me, but anyway, here we are. Check. United Federation of Planets. They brought this in specially for the rotunda, right?
Let me see what anybody's saying.
I don't know. There we go.
Finger's too big.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any.
We can't see chat, you guys.
Should I restart it?
Maybe. Oh God. Oh, look at my hair.
So let's keep this going, and what I might do is restart this if I can't see anybody. So where is this? The Nimoy Theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Record. Hey.
When is this thing?
It's at noon.
Okay, at noon.
But they're doing a photo shoot back here. So
Oh my God.
we're doing a TOS photo shoot for Leonard Nimoy tribute type.
That's awesome. I'm trying to get around so you guys can see this.
Thanks so much, folks. That's just really the kickoff of our salute today to the life and times of the amazing Leonard Nimoy, which will formally begin at noon. Right now we have a costume meetup in the rear of the room. You're welcome to go back here and take photos of our wonderful original series or feature film costumers. And at noon, we've got an epic slide presentation celebrating the life of Leonard Nimoy, hosted and featuring myself. And
Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I can't see anybody's anything any of you say, so I'm going to stop the broadcast and restart it. Restart. Okay.
You are now live.
You're now live. Wow.
Where's the chat?
I don't know. I hope I didn't accidentally disable it. There we go.
There we go.
Hey everybody.
Yay, now we can see it.
Aloha.
I knew that people were talking because I could see it on my phone when I went to find you.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I can see you all now, yes. Shall I answer questions as Sulu? Yes. I'm not going to do a backflip. Lens clean. Is it dirty? Let's see. Hello, Seattle. Hello, Scotland. Hello, Cleveland. I did not make this uniform.
Anovos did.
Novos did. How's that? A little better. Oh my. Hello, Boston. How's the front of your suit fold down? I don't know.
What?
There you go. There's my lap. So it actually is segmented. Oh wait, I
Are you
have to
talking?
do this in
Or is he
Sulu
talking about the
voice.
actual flap?
Oh yeah, it could be the flap.
The
No,
flap-
don't pop it open though.
The flap does fold down, but it's
Yeah, the flap folds down, but it's a pain in the ass to put back in because there's 1,000 little snaps.
that's an exaggeration.
What's up, Dayton? Thank you. Thank you. Wow, look at all these people from all these different places. Oklahoma, Wyoming, Mexico, Toledo. So,
Oh, somebody was here in 2012. Fun fact: 2012 is the year that I met my boss, and now I work for Star Trek.
that's right. Holly works for Starfleet. So what are we doing right now? We're waiting for Leonard Nimoy.
So in about a half hour, they're going to do Leonard Nimoy tribute, and they didn't put any programming. They meaning Creation, the convention company. They didn't put any programming anywhere else at any other time during that. So I have a feeling that this is going to be the biggest panel. Everybody's going to be in here for that, that's at noon.
Okay.
So I didn't want to not have a seat.
In addition to all this, hi Kim. In addition to all this, someone just said that I'm wearing a commander's rank, but Sulu is a captain. This is a captain's rank, isn't it?
Yes.
Said
But
the
he's
expert.
the captain of the worst ship.
Let's not get into the Excelsior debate. I've also got the correct sequence of
Pips and squeaks.
pips and squeaks. There it is.
Let's see if anybody knows. Like this, you can't really say it. That pip has the delta on it, and that pip doesn't. Does anybody know what the difference between those two are? Like what they mean? And additionally, what the squeaks mean? I just want to see
Oh,
if everybody knows. Sweet
hi
Jake,
Zen. Hi Toby. Wish you were here.
you'd look great at any rank.
Oh,
Nobody knows? How sad.
do I for definitely Cardassians?
Fellow R2 builder.
Yes. Years in Delta. Yep. And Cardassian is with a C, right?
What's the C? You're just saying Cardassians as this like Kim and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my. It's about to
The
begin.
Enterprise should be hauled away as garbage? That's incorrect.
Yeah. Here we go. Ready? My God. Here you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is
Yeah, sure.
Very
Sure.
well.
Autographs with Walter. That's called
Oh, Grant's taking a picture with somebody. I don't know how to work this. Oh, there we go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it being here. It's good to meet you. I'm Cameron. Grant. I kind of already knew, but
Awesome. Okay.
thanks. You bet. Awesome.
All right.
Oh, there's more.
Having a screening tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Okay. Nice ears. Yes.
Where?
Can we see the full outfit? Yeah, here.
Oh.
I think they're talking about his ears.
Yeah. And his pants are tucked into his boots the way that it should be. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, somebody said you should have a teacup. Grant actually has that teacup,
I do.
but doesn't want to carry it around for fear that he might drop it and break it to
I have the
smithereens.
limited edition bone china teacup, and once I got it, I was like, I can't do that. I can't bring it, but I'll make a replica and bring it because I have to have
Just
it.
3D print a replica, can't you?
Yeah, I can. Okay. How's it going?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is the Innovos
Replica costume.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take your picture?
Sure. Here, hang on.
Well, the two of you guys are.
Oh,
Sure.
Oh yeah, you guys look good.
I'm being included?
Of course you are.
Can I sneak over your shoulder?
Yes, absolutely.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Ah, you stepped on my foot.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm hardcore. I'm walking around barefoot.
That's pretty crazy. So yeah, always walking around barefoot.
Because she's barefoot. I have sandals in case I need something.
That's smart thinking. Thinking ahead. We were all in the picture. Yes. Yes, you were. Do I spend half the convention taking pics and signing autos? Depends. I get stopped every once in a while, so that's kind of fun. What did Sulu find in the captain bathroom?
Captain's log.
Good. That's a good one. That's a very good one.
Hi again. If you want to take a selfie, go ahead.
Oh,
Sit
that's
down.
all right. No worries.
My name's Polly.
Yeah.
And I've come down from Toronto, Canada for
Yeah.
the convention. I'm working on my second one-woman show. I just spent the last 2
Okay.
years watching
Here,
my...
this is Polly. Hi everybody.
He's periscoping.
Yay!
I'm live streaming. Here,
Oh,
so-
hey! So I'm, hello! I'm working on my next one-woman show, which is about
Okay.
the past 2 years I've spent watching, like, all of Star Trek, like, all of the series
Oh my
and the
God.
movies and all that stuff. I know, so, now it's, like, I become so fascinated
Okay, hang on
by
one
Star
second.
Trek.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
you guys. I'm gonna break off the broadcast here, and then I'll start it back up when we do the. I think the tribute's in about what?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay,
15
I'll be back in 20 minutes. Gone.
John, is that shot one of Leonard's own self-portraits?
No, that was a promotional picture. That was a PR photo, wasn't it? For art photo.
Yeah, I mean, Leonard was, amongst his many talents as a Renaissance man, a brilliant photographer, a conceptual photographer, and we'll talk a little bit about his photo series a little bit later on, so take us on. And I think because of the distance to our controller necessary, we can always have them cue for us, right, John?
Yeah. Yep. Why don't we go? Can we go to the next slide?
Right. Oh, it is? Is that a slide you put together? Or is that from the photo exhibit that was just in North Carolina?
I just put that together.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, as we look at, how about a round of applause for his character Spock as well?
Of course.
Okay, next, please. This is a great picture. Leonard Nimoy was born Leonard Simon Nimoy on March 26, 1931. His parents, we'll see pictures of them in a few minutes, were, as many immigrants were during that era, without a lot of resources. And so if you take a look at the shoes in this picture, Leonard Nimoy's mother purchased these shoes on the way to the photographer's studio to take this photograph. She kept it in a bag. When they were ready to take the picture, she took them out, put them on Leonard Nimoy. When the picture was over, she took them off Leonard Nimoy and returned them to the store. The shoes never touched the ground. But he did come from a poor background. If we can go to the next slide. These are his parents. That's Mordko, who's known as Max Nimoy, and Dora Spinner were his parents. They were immigrants. They escaped the pogroms that occurred in the Ukraine. They were both born in Zaslav, Ukraine, which by that time in history is part of the Russian Empire. There were about 1,300 pogroms against Jewish persons during that era. Anywhere between 30 and 70,000 Jewish people died. And they had to escape that. Max escaped by foot all the way to Poland from the Ukraine and eventually came to the United States. We can go to the next slide.
I think it's important to note, John, that in particular they were Orthodox Jews, and that orthodoxy and the rigidness of orthodoxy in Jewish life and spirituality, had a strong impact on Leonard and his personality.
Yes, he lived in a kosher home, his grandmother's home, when he was in the United States. And Yiddish, speaking Yiddish, his grandmother didn't even speak English, was important to him. He spoke it his entire life, and that was part of his philanthropy, was trying to keep that the language alive. This is the Ellis Island record for Max coming in on September 3rd, 1923, to Ellis Island. His wife, although not his wife at that time, they had known each other in the Ukraine, but they came here separately and met again in Boston. She escaped in a hay cart to Poland. We can go to the next slide, please. And Max was a barber by trade. Dora was a homemaker. They were married in 1925. On November 25th, they were married for 62 years and died only 6 months within each other in 1986. But they were able to see the success that Leonard Nimoy had in his life. And they were proud of him. There's a couple of interesting slides coming up in a second. Can we go to the next slide? This is a picture of the barber shop where Max Nimoy worked, which is only a few doors down from their home at 87 Chambers Street in the West End of Boston, where they lived. You can go to the next one. And this great picture of them holding a Frankenstein magazine.
Proud Papa.
That's Castle of Frankenstein, right?
Yes, that's right.
I had that, literally had that I bought that magazine when it came out, which is a scary thought.
And if we go to the next picture, you can see this is inside the barber shop. And if you go to the next one, watch the arrow. That's a picture of Spock. And Max Nimoy said many children would come into the shop and ask for a Spock haircut during the 1960s.
And really, the Spock haircut was sort of a little bit like a Beatles haircut, wasn't it? Kind of.
Definitely. Yeah, initially the character was meant to be bald. It was really Leonard Nimoy who suggested the haircut and felt that the haircut actually was part of the appeal to teenagers, especially having a different type of a hairstyle.
Sort of subliminal almost. Yeah.
Next slide.
He worked in the bald later.
This is his grandfather. This picture was actually taken by Leonard Nimoy when he was a young boy with this camera, if you go to the next picture. And he had this camera his entire life. His grandfather was a tremendous influence on him. His parents, you can imagine, living through what they lived through. There's different interpretations you can have of that, lessons that you can learn from that. His parents were cautious people. They didn't want him to be an actor. They had told him, his father told him, why don't you become an accordion player, because you'll always make money with that. It was really his grandfather who told him to do it. If you want to be an actor, do it. He had lived through those same pogroms, but his interpretation was to embrace life as much as you could. And that, Leonard Nimoy had a great, great affection for his grandfather, Samuel. Next. That was his mother's side. This picture was taken in 1939. About the time he started acting, there was an Elizabeth Peabody settlement house, which was a house for immigrants to come, a big giant building in the community that was very important to Leonard Nimoy. He would go there, learn crafting. They had English lessons for immigrants coming into the neighborhood. The neighborhood he lived in, the West End of Boston, was about 60% Italian, about 30% Jewish. It was the kind of neighborhood where the Italians spoke Yiddish, Jewish people spoke Italian, they all got along with each other. Although Leonard does tell a story once when he was a little boy around this age going to a magic store. And he walked out of the magic store and there was a note inside there from the owner of the store, anti-Semitic literature. And he spoke about that in his 70s, which meant that must have left a mark on him as a young boy, having that kind of experience in a neighborhood that was generally cooperative. But he starts acting in Hansel and Gretel. They had plays that the community could be in, and he said that he enjoyed acting, and that was his first introduction. It was 1939. Next, please. Just a few pictures of him as a young boy. You can go next. This is a picture. He did radio, continued to do plays, did radio work. This is from 1946. He was on WBZ. It was a charity program that he did, and you can see him. He's there with a bow tie towards the side. This is his graduation picture from high school, 1949. Did well in school, got actually a scholarship to Boston College, but decided instead to go to Pasadena Playhouse. We go to the next slide. This was the play that changed all his life, and I think all of ours, because this was the play that he did called Awake and Sing, which is about a Jewish family There was a juvenile role in there, a young kid living during the Depression, being Jewish in a big city. And he really responded to this role. To him, this was a role that he felt was him on stage. And this is the moment he decided to become an actor, and thank goodness for that.
And he did manage to get back and do some theater work later in his life, which was actually fantastic and celebrated. Yeah.
Next, please. When he went to the Pasadena Playhouse, he decided it wasn't the education that he wanted, because you had to be a third-year student to do plays he had already been doing. So he left there and he continued to education. Larry, did you want to talk about?
Are you talking about Jeff Corey there?
Yeah, Jeff Corey.
Yeah. Just the fact that Jeff Corey was a renowned acting teacher and that he studied with him later, and you had a little reunion of sorts there when they had cast Jeff Corey there as in Cloudmongers. The Placus, the high guy, yeah.
Everything in that episode was high, wasn't it?
Yeah. The high advisor. Okay, it comes. Come on, it's still Friday at noon.
Next, please. So Jeff Corey, he still got his education. He still kept learning, through
Right.
teaching acting coaches like Jeff Corey. And this is Joseph Sargent, who directed the Corbomite Maneuver, which was the first regular episode they filmed of Star Trek. It wasn't the first aired, but the first after it sold as a series. He talked about how Joseph Sargent really helped him both learn directing, because he would shadow him on shows like Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Star Trek to learn the directing craft. And Joseph Sargent was a very important part of his education, too, into the world of acting and the arts. In 1952, he starred in a movie that's really wonderful if you've never seen it. It's a B movie for sure, but it's got an A heart to it. And Leonard Nimoy does talk about how this was a big influence on the Spock character. This was Spock, in a way. It was a character named Kid Monk Baroni. Paul Baroni was his name. He was an Italian kid in the film, had a disfigured face and went into boxing. We can go next. There's Jack Larson from The Adventures of Superman is in that. And Mona Knox. We can go next. And in the story, he has to deal with being different because of the way that he looks and how people treat him, and the presumptions that we make about people based on their looks. And he said, and that whole idea of putting on makeup and playing a character, that began with that role of Kid Monk Baroni. He also played in 1952 in Zombies of the Stratosphere, where he played Nareb, same year. Unfortunately, he felt that neither film had done well at the box office, and he went into a different role for a little while. We can go next. He served in the military from 1953 until 1955 in the Army.
It was a regular draft time, though. He didn't go down and enlist, but he did his...
Oh, he did enlist.
I was going to say, he was getting older there, so he wouldn't be in the draft age.
Yeah, that's right. And he actually, speaking of age, that's a great point, Larry. One of the things he said that the Army did for him is allow him to age. Because the problem he had was he wasn't young enough to play the juvenile roles anymore, and he wasn't old enough to be getting roles of an adult. And this allowed him to mature a little bit. And it was also around this time that he got married. We can go to the next one.
Where was he stationed?
He was in California. He was in California. And this was, here's his family. This is his wife, Sandy Zoberlat, who had a stage name of Sandy Zober. If you remember in Star Trek 4, if you listen in the hospital, you'll hear a doctor being called over the intercom, Dr. Zober, Dr. Sandy Zober, which was Leonard Nimoy's wife. And there's his two children, Adam and Julie. Julie is producing a documentary about COPD as we speak, and his mother, Dora. And there's Adam directing. Adam directed several episodes of Next Generation.
That's Rascals. Yeah.
I remember that episode.
Next, please. He married Susan Bay in 1989, and if you're a Star Trek fan, she appeared in 2 episodes of Deep Space Nine. Go to the next one, and the next one.
Yeah.
She played in Past Prologue and Whispers. As Roman,
She was a
Admiral
bitchy
Roman.
admiral.
Now, back to the 50s, had to take odd jobs in between acting assignments after he got out of the military. He drove a cab. He told the story of one time picking up then Senator John F. Kennedy in a cab.
Sorry.
And they started chatting, and both The ears were designed by Wat Cheng, is that right? And the makeup done by Fred Phillips. And Leonard Nimoy credits Fred Phillips with making that character work.
Wat Cheng did a lot of work for Outer Limits, the original Outer Limits, and in fact Projects Unlimited, which was the company that pretty much did all the creatures for Outer Limits, did work for Star Trek II. You can see that that cross DNA in the two shows. Things like the Salt Sucker from M113 and the aliens like that, Belloc
and then he also did, when the Desilu prop guys, the union guys would do some of the like tricorders and communicators, he would put, and the phasers, he would put a pass. He wouldn't get credit for it, but they wanted to look better than what the guys on the lot were doing, so they would ship those off, and he would get billed and get paid for it, but never got credit for years and years and years.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Wat Cheng also designed the original Jupiter 2 for Owen Allen as well.
I think so, yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that I thought it was a brilliant repurposing of the cage. The Roddenberry's concept of the menagerie, I think, remains one of his most brilliant moves. I remember watching the menagerie because, of course, we had not seen the cage. And when you look at the menagerie and then you see the cage footage, it feels like true archival footage. When you're looking at that, you say, well, that really seems like from another time, and you know, how did they manage to do that? And so I think it's one of Roddenberry's great dramatic devices in the way in which he wove those two together.
And a case of necessity is the mother of invention, because they were behind. Everything was taking longer and they were behind, and we've got this hour sitting here, what can we do with it? And so, yeah.
But wrapping the storyline around it the way that he did was masterful, really.
Right, yeah. You're right, it looks like it's 18 years before, and it was only, you think it's only been 2 years, and their ability to visualize and then produce it only in a couple of years' time.
Beginning with Spock's look itself and the way Spock acts.
This is from Arena, just a few slides, behind-the-scenes slides from Arena. Go next. This is Return of the Archons. This is from Journey to Babel.
It's Jane Wyatt there, right?
Mock Time, very famous and important episode to the character.
Jane adored Leonard. She absolutely did.
And this was Enterprise Incident. This is a really special picture. This is a deleted scene from A Land of Troyes,
where they showed a rec room and they had the lyre out again, and the whole scene in there. It's amazing they dressed that scene out, that set out, and then had to cut it. You know, they'd actually spent money.
Next. And just a couple fun pictures there.
This is Vasquez, right? Mm-hmm. Good old Vasquez rocks.
This is the animated show, working on the animated show. Leonard Nimoy is called the conscience of Star Trek for many reasons. Number one, his insistence on quality, trying to bring the best performance that everyone could. But also because of the things he did behind the scenes. One of the things he was thought that was very important to him was on the animated show, they didn't have a lot of money, and they were only going to use the three main actors, the 3 stars in a way. But Leonard Nimoy's position is there's no such thing as 3 stars on Star Trek. There are 7 stars on Star Trek. He insisted that you need to include Michelle, George, James, and Walter. And Walter wound up writing an episode, but they couldn't do with Walter. But his idea was they represent the diversity of what Star Trek's all about. How could you not have them on the show? That and working hard to make sure that there was pay equity for Nichelle Nichols, which he's spoken about recently, are just a few examples of the kind of person that Leonard Nimoy was.
Right, and this is interesting because you watch the animated series, this was a luxury. They would be recording those voices when they got into the run of it, wherever they were, the actors would be. It was a luxury to have them all together reading like this, and they did that for the first couple of shows. And of course, they took the chance to shoot some publicity shots. But most of the time, they were doing it from whatever hotel they were in, just recording on the mics back then. So
in the bathrooms, they often did because they would be good acoustics. Not when they were going, though. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. So.
That was the famous Lost episode of the animated series.
Next, please. These pictures are courtesy of Nicholas Meyer, the director and writer of many of the great Star Trek films. These are some pictures of Leonard working on Star Trek II.
I think Nick and Leonard was one of the great collaborations of the Star Trek films.
Yes, very much so. 2, 4, and 6 were their collaborations. How about that? Next slide, please. Just a few from that.
I'm going to try and get Nick here next year.
This is Harv Bennett. He passed away, unfortunately, 2 days before.
Yes.
Leonard Nimoy did. Really important to the history of Star Trek. A producer, writer, and just a really wonderful person.
Incredible person. We think about him for Star Trek, but he had a hand in inventing the miniseries format. He did Rich Man, Poor Man, and all that. And then if you go back to even $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman, and a lot of fun genre shows that people remember. But I was really lucky because he did a sit down for me for my Con of Wrath documentary, and 4 years ago. So I was really glad to get that and revisit a lot of that. And of course, it was Harv Bennett that brought Nick Meyer in. So that legacy rolls on.
And helped to convince Leonard that we need you. Star Trek needs you, and to come back for Star Trek. These are some pictures never been seen before from the archive collection that we were given permission to show, just goofing around as they did that photo shoot. This is one of my favorite pictures. This is the only known picture of Ricardo Montalban with William Shatner from this set of photographs. Now you may notice there that Leonard isn't in this picture. This is all the cast and crew who worked on Star Trek II. The reason the joke was supposed to be, well, Spock was dead, so how could he be in this picture? And they really emphasized the joke in the next picture. Next, please. These are also some brand new pictures sharing today for the first time. These are just some them working on their costumes as they're filming Star Trek II. There's 2 of these. Great picture of them smiling. Of course, he would go on to direct Star Trek III. That's him with Charles Correll, his director of photography. And I like that picture. It's one of the rare pictures where he's in the Spock outfit as he directs the film, because he's obviously does not appear as Spock for much of the film. And there he is with Robin Curtis.
What was Leonard's directorial debut?
Well, he actually did a film with, it was a low-budget film that he paid for, along with Vic Morrow, back in the 1960s. The 2 of them were very close friends. They were on combat together. Vic Morrow asked for Leonard Nimoy. He had a role of an interpreter, a GI who could interpret German into English and back and forth, and it was on several episodes. And that was his big directorial debut. And he did, Powers of Matthew Starr, television plays, before he did Star Trek III.
So then Star Trek III was his feature film?
It was his feature film debut, yes.
That was a big risk for him. Oh, so he was really effective when Vic Morrow was...
Oh, very much, yes, very close with him. This is a wonderful picture. This is Nick Meyer just coming to wish Leonard Nimoy good luck directing Star Trek III. And also a good luck moment, what was called the Gang of Five, giving the cake to Leonard Nimoy. These pictures, I need to take a moment and thank. These are from the Monterey Bay Aquarium. They gave us these pictures for the presentation today while Leonard Nimoy is directing Star Trek IV at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which in the movie is the Cetacean Institute.
Sausalito.
Sausalito.
Cetacean. Get that alliteration.
It's an amazing sequence. Him swimming around in the tank is remarkable.
Incredible, and a lot of that footage of the whales, not real whales. Yeah, it's amazing that the special effects in the film. Next, please. Next. These pictures are from Chris Doohan and Deidre Doohan. I'd like to thank them. These were family pictures they snapped while James Doohan was filming Star Trek IV. Yeah, how about James Doohan?
It would be hard to argue that Star Trek IV was an emotional high point for the cast and for Leonard. I think everything just seemed to work right on that film, and they all had a great time doing it. You can just see it on the screen.
It was so out of box for them, and the best internationally received of the Star Treks up till then. Right?
That's right. Next, please.
It was a good time for them.
A few more pictures of him directing. The 3 that we've lost, unfortunately,
Oh, and then this guy.
Oh, hey Scott. How's it going? I'm just looking at all your stuff.
We all project. Easy to come by. Yesterday's Enterprise, yes. That's yesterday's Enterprise? Yep.
Yes, I am a geek. Yes, super geek. How's it going, man? It's good to see you. I'm gonna periscope around some of the stuff happening here.
All right, man.
Because I told we have a 10
Invite you to Barbados for our show next year. Yes, please invite me. I am.
Can we take a picture again?
Yeah, sure.
See in the middle of doing something.
Oh no, I'm periscoping. Hi everybody. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
There's about 120 people on here. Okay, yeah, let's take a picture.
Like ones of millions of faces, I imagine.
Okay. Yeah.
I have really long arms.
Okay, we'll come over here.
All right.
Do
right,
one
do you
selfie
have-
that I can get one too?
Yeah.
Here, I'll go on this side.
We'll just.
This is better.
Okay.
Finagle it.
We'll say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Hang on a second. I'm gonna take a picture.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Very cool. One more.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yeah, you guys.
I saw you guys when you came into NASA Ames Research Center to do some tests in the wind tunnels.
Oh
I
yeah.
was on
Yeah,
a
yeah,
security guys
yeah.
like 4 years ago.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It's cool.
I miss going to NASA actually. Yeah. All right. See you guys.
Some mini badges. There's some clothing.
Is that your horn? Did you have
Oh yes. And if you manage to come without a tricorder, or a communicator, or a phaser, you can certainly get one.
Grant.
Hey,
Do you want me to come out?
this is Diamond Selects. These are pretty good. Okay, hang on one second and do one more picture.
Sorry, interrupt your video.
No.
Okay.
Ready? We can do that.
Okay,
What are we doing?
Let's do the heroic pose.
And Superman damage. But not just him.
Oh, just me?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna put him on the web page.
Oh, cool.
Roddenberry.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you
it.
bet. Nice to meet you.
Sorry they cut your portion.
Yes. That happens.
I know you guys do not remember it, but you guys were doing a red eye on Air Train years ago from San Francisco to Atlanta.
Okay.
I asked Carrie, there's a thing about Pop Rocks for real, because I was a pilot who was just getting off and everything.
That's awesome, man. Cool. Nice to see you again.
Oh, you guys were, you're zombies going off the plane. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Was it a red eye?
It was a red eye, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? They were in coach back there?
Yeah. I think that was probably for Dragon Con years and years ago.
Okay, gotcha.
So, yeah.
Love
Awesome.
it. So awesome.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is my
Commenting
Novos.
earlier about how authentic it
That was
looks.
the best movie when you saw your advertisement.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we went to the booth.
Yes. Oh, cool. Yeah, you should check it out.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They make really good stuff, and I've been so happy with mine.
Really.
What's your name?
Captain. Captain. So Sulu. Captain Sulu. Captain Sulu.
That's right.
Sulu.
There we go.
Yeah. All right. Cool, guys. Nice to meet you. Hey.
Star Trek documentary over there. I'm wondering if you want to participate.
Okay, sure. How long will it take?
A minute, 2 minutes.
Okay. Star Trek documentary. Here we go. Okay, hang on one second. I'm going to shoot a little quick documentary thing here. I'll start back up in a minute.
let me tell you this funny. Let me tell you this funny story. My son is 34.
Oh no. But I gotta tell you,
Tom Six kind of, he's a big macho guy. And I said, I parties for a part.
I'm an instrumentation
whatever,
control,
Dad.
so I understand.
He
talks. My battery is
No,
what
my
it
son
takes
takes
to
off,
do
he's got a stick to recharge him. He was away.
But mow it around. You know, we'll talk later. I'm here till 6.
Yeah, I'll be right by and we'll talk.
Thank you. Enjoy your communicating.
Dad being away.
Dude, this is awesome.
Thank you, man.
These are things that you build yourself, some of them, or are you,
I don't know.
are you collecting and
on
selling?
this?
Yeah. Tell
No,
me
no.
about this.
Huh?
Tell me about this particular product.
Anyway, fun stuff.
Oh, Periscope.
Yeah,
it's
really
like a live
cool.
stream.
Oh no, I don't want to be streamed.
Okay, no worries. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Is it okay if I just kind of go by the stuff and? All right, thanks. No worries.
Nomad. I am nomad. He's perfect. I'm not. All right, sure. He's perfect. That's exactly right. Perfect.
Hi, Grant. Can you wait for my friend who's you and is hiding?
Oh. Hi.
Are you local? You look familiar.
Oh, I used to be on a show on Discovery Channel called Mythbusters.
Called what?
Mythbusters.
Are you Grant?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't recognize you.
Oh yeah,
I
no
love
worries.
that show.
Oh, thank you.
What
Thanks very
happened?
much.
You guys, what happened?
Oh, you know, it's TV.
Oh, okay. But you're doing the container stuff now.
Yeah.
I love it. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Great
it's
stuff.
awesome. Hey,
I'm trying to
what? Oh my God, it's Chris Dewey.
Hey, how are you? I was locating you through your periscope.
That's weird. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at the
How
last
are
one.
you? All right, hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Dewin.
Hey everybody. We're enjoying the con, having a great time.
This is cool stuff.
This is cool stuff.
All right, I'm going to talk to Chris real quick.
These are so cool, man. Did you make these?
Me and a whole crew. It's very fun.
Oh my God. That is awesome.
It's okay to pick it up.
Okay. Cool. This looks like it's fun. There's a Johnny 5, a Wally with spark plugs. Here, let me plug your booth here. It's called Metal Souls. These are the guys. This is their booth. Look them up online. Oh, look at this Wally. Look at this Wally. I kind of want to buy that. $5. Gremlin, Iron Man. Dude, this is awesome. I don't know if there's BattleTech. I mean, I'm sure there's some in here somewhere. It's just such a small. There's a DS9, Biker Scout, R2.
No, I want them all. I want everything here.
This one thing on Warber, $30. Oh, Space Dock. Captains. tempting. Gates and Marina mini plates. Very nice. Sure. Hang on one second. Let me just finish. Oh yeah. Weird and creepy. These are weird and creepy. These are awesome. Rare Star Trek plates. This actually is a love this one.
That one's boring. It's like really like